up early, man. But what you doing? Alright, y'all, so we all know what it is. Coming to y'all about this calendar thing. Giving you the information that I came up with. So, a few hours ago, I did a reaction to some videos. It'll be up in a minute. It'll take you to a while. Excuse me, I'm smoking. Whenever it comes to the lives, if I was to upload something, it'll be different. If I was to create it, upload it, then the upload time would be shorter. Alright, but either way, just hitting this mug going live, I don't know, I like that, so that's what I did. So we're going to get into these calendars here. The Gregorian and the Ethiopian, and also a little thing called time magic. Chronomancy. A lot of y'all, I know y'all don't believe in magic and ghosts and frequency and energy, and I know y'all don't believe in that, but that's okay, because they believe in you. So, let's get into it. So, the Gregorian calendar, we know it comes from the Julian, but we're going to go into that a little more too, because a lot of people don't even know that it was more than one calendar. So, the Julian calendar was actually the official calendar for the Roman Catholic. So I think it was about 2,000 years that it was their calendar. And it was named after Julius Caesar. Well, he was a Caesar at the time. And he basically commissioned it. He put it in place. Now, 2 months we know for sure. And it sound like it. They was actually named after him. You know, July and August. So, that's one thing about that. Now, Julius Caesar, a lot of us know him. Well, know of him. But we didn't know that he was the one who commissioned the calendar. Put that calendar in place. And that was the reason why. So, the different people that they commissioned to put the calendar in place, the astronomers was off. Now, I don't want to say these people didn't know what they was doing. Basically, they said they didn't know what they was doing. So, the calendar we're under right now is a solar calendar. It's about 365 days, we know that. 28 to 30 days in a month. It was in majority Roman ruled countries. And it had to spread. Now, from what we learned last night in the video, it didn't spread organically. With the guns, with the different religious books. No, you can't just point fingers at one group of people, because whether people want to admit to it or not, all these religions was tools for war. When the people came to your country, they came to your land or whatever, they fought, you fought against them, either you won and they became prisoners, or they won and you became prisoners. We know this. So getting back to the calendars. Now, there's different types of calendars. You got what you call a solar calendar, which is going to go by the movements of the sun. You got a lunar calendar, which is going to go by the movements of the moon. And you got a lunisolar calendar, which combine a little bit of both, which is pretty much the most accurate ones. So, the lunisolar, that's going to be the Ethiopian. Now, the Ethiopian is similar to the Julian calendar, and once you look into it, the Ethiopian calendar, you'll see the comparisons. You see how they match up. Now, what I discovered through the videos that we've been doing through the week is that this ain't no isolated incident, the whole calendar thing. It was something behind it. It was used as a tool right alongside what we would call that original Christianity, the one that was used in the Crusades, the one that they went and did all the fighting and took with them. So at the Council of Nicaea, they established the Trinity. The Holy Trinity was established at the Council of Nicaea. Now, the Holy Trinity was established. The whole concept of this new Christianity, this Christianity, which included these pagan religions, along with some of the information that was included from Muslim sources, Islamic sources, I say, and Jewish. So as far as Christian calendars go, it's only really existed two of them. Only two of them really have ever existed. And that's the Julian and the Gregorian, which I just broke down to you why they was created in the first place. Now, a lot of people would think, damn, that's weird, man. These calendars and mixed up with that. Yeah, man, these is political tools. It's just like what we do right now. Whenever you become president, you got to swear on the Bible. See what I'm saying? Types of calendars. So you got the Holocene calendar, which is what they use as far as measuring the earth and the time period humans been here. So the strange thing about that lunar solar is it's in most of the East, Middle Eastern, and they seasons in some areas don't even exist. Nobody talk about that. Now, every place on here has different seasons. A lot of people, they think that this abstract theory is actual fact, though. The sun and the moon, suns and moons move differently. Now, I know a lot of people here say suns and moons, but you got to think about that. Over here in Alaska, you get 30 days a night. At the same time, the sun is up in California and it's beautiful and they're on the beach and yeah. Which is crazy, right? Now when you put it together, you understand it. So you got the Holocene, you got the Julian, the Coptic, all these different, the Enochian, which is an actual ancient one. It's like the Mayan. Now, that Ethiopian calendar, it actually starts around August, September. Late August, early September. And it's pretty much, like I say, the same as the Gregorian and the Julian, except astronomically, they different. The Coptic also is closely related to the Coptic. Now, the Gregorian calendar is a solar calendar. Well, we know that the Roman Catholic Church is the one who adopted, established it, and put it in a place where you see it being operated in right now. Now, why I was speaking on that whole thing being brought together with the calendar and with the Christianity, the Crusades, all these things was like they was put in place and being created like to be used as a part of a stockpile instead of I'm not gonna say this is not no true religious movement. I'm not speaking on about religion. I respect whatever you believe in, man. Hey, I don't believe in coming against it. I'm the type of person that I believe what I believe, and I'm willing to fight and speak on, and you know what I'm saying, and compete as far as in knowledge with people for what I believe. So, I mean, I do that for yours too. Even if even if what you believe in hates what I believe in, but I always been like that. So, like I spoke on earlier, with all these different conflicts inside the calendar, Pope Gregory, he ended up hollering at a astronomer named Clavius, and they wanted to try to rearrange it because how it was set up was that Jesus, basically his birth date would move every so many years. Just like how we noticed, your birthday not on the same day. A few years ago, 6-7 years ago, may have been on a Wednesday. A few years later, now it's on, I don't know, Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff happens. But crazy thing about this is the astronomers was, I don't want to say misinformed. I want to say probably not trained properly, man. Like, of course, alright, you get two types of teachers. The spirit to teach you, and you got people who've been collecting knowledge and data for a long time, and they can teach you. Like groups of people. That's what we call schools and all these different things. So, in order for the Gregorian calendar to be created, they dropped 10 days off the Julian calendar. I believe it's in like October. Now, not only at the Council of Nicaea did these different things come together in order to be pushed on the people, it was theories that support them too, like Kepler's law. You know what I'm saying? And the use of the global earth theory. So, in all honesty, the flat earth theory applied properly actually destroyed the whole thing about calendars, time, all that. Now, I'm coming to y'all to bring y'all just a small amount of knowledge right now. It's just been broke down into parts. So we're going to come back with the next part, and we're going to get into Kepler's law, global earth theory, the spreading of the calendar, the spreading of the whole movement, Christianity, everything. Why was those calendars put head to head against each other? And what happened in 2020 that led to people believing that them calendars matched up with other calendars from ancient times, and it was an astronomical event that happened, which we know it was. Our whole life changed in 2020. End of 2019, the whole 2020, 2021, and even into now 2022. So, you know, it's real late. Well, actually early, but I'm on it. And y'all catch me on the next part. And I'll see y'all later. So we back with part 2. I'm rolling up, so y'all already know what it is. You can roll up too. Hold you up something, whatever you do. We can get ready to get off into it. Alright, so where we left off, we was talking about the calendar, chronomancy, how it was all linked to the Council of Nicaea, the shift from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar. Basically trying to see what was the whole motivation behind this. Hold up real quick. Let me make sure I get this background noise all the way out the way. Okay. Cool. Alright, so as we get back into it, I think I want to touch some more on the whole chronomancy thing. So I would consider myself, I practice chronomancy. We all do in some ways when you think about it, because it's about determining a favorable time, the right time. We always be talking about the right time, the wrong time. We all do that. That's the same thing. You use divination all through the day, you don't even know it. But the good thing is, I can come to you, other people, and break this down, and then you be able to too, if you're using it anyway, you might as well use it for your benefit. So this is basically what's going on. So whenever I can pick times, for example, right time, the wrong time, like Friday the 13th. You know how they say that that's a so-called bad day, you see? Or a good Sunday. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This is the same thing. And if you practice any one of them things, which I know almost, if not all, almost all people do. When I say that, I mean, if they celebrate whatever president, whatever day, and the bank ain't open, you celebrating with the rest of them. You can't go to the bank. You can't go to the bank and be like, well, y'all gotta open up because I don't believe. They don't give a don't care if you believe in it or not. So they're still practicing this chronomancy thing. Art. I'm gonna give it this respect. So we talked about how the Pope at the time basically used this chronomancy magic, which is what I'm calling it, the creation of this calendar. Now, calendars was already being created. Why was this one here? Why do I say that it was the use of chronomancy put into it? Because, well, when we see the motivation behind it, we know for sure that it was magical intent. When we see that the creation of the tool of a mechanized Christianity, where it's a weapon, it's a machine that's a weapon, it's a tank. That's what they basically did. They basically created a tank at the Council of Nicaea. So getting deep into chronomancy, we're going to go into Wikipedia. And we're going to see what they say about it. Now, I already gave a description of it. They say that it's divination of the best time to do something, the determination of lucky and unlucky days, which I gave you an example, which was Good Friday, Good Sunday, and what they call Friday the 13th. Now, the word, the term, which all of them, Cardo, all of them, we know these is going to be more closely related to Greek or Latin, which we know the word chronos is Greek. So, now, they even admit that this is time manipulation. So, if The only two times we really know of is night and day. Nighttime and daytime. You know that when the sun is up, it's daytime. You know when the moon is up, it's nighttime. And it's the only two times it is. So if we were to manipulate them and break them down into hours, and then even further into minutes, and even further into seconds, and shit, we can go even further than that. And then we can systematically sequence them into days, and then sequence those days into weeks. You get what I'm saying? Then you know you're breaking that time down and you manipulate it. Now, imagine what I can do if I can manipulate your time. Everybody always talking about all your time, everything, and you can't waste my time, and time is of the essence, and all this. When somebody done already booked your time, literal. Like a book, like a calendar come in a book, you know what I'm saying? Now, to me, when I look at the fact that it's different calendars, which in a minute we're going to get into the different calendars, ancient calendars, it's weird that when you get to talking about calendars, most of the time people going to basically only think of what we know of as the Gregorian, or even the Mayan. Some people know about the Mayan calendar, but that's it. You know? So we're going to get on to it further. And we're going to go into the different types. We talked about the lunar, we talked about the lunar solar, we talked about the solar. And that the moon is what the lunar is based off of. And it's basically about following the movements of the moon. Solar is based on following the movements of the sun. And the lunar solar is based on both of them, where you kind of mix it up. You may have 12 months where you basically follow the movement of the moon. And then you may have days set up to where each one of the days is broke down and sequenced in number 2. So you kind of combine both of them, and really that's the most closest to reality, based off the fact that I said that it's only 2 times. Now, these calendars, the use of these calendars, the use of the books, the knowledge, people say, it's a saying that they came to the land, and when they came to the land, they handed them a book, and then when they looked up, they had the land and they had the book. They basically came to the people land with the book. And when the people looked up, they had the book, meaning the people, and they had the land, meaning the people that came there. So that's what leads us to this right here, the Crusades. I talked about it a little bit, but I didn't really get too much into it. The Crusades extend even to right now. The fact that when you look at a so-called Muslim or Islamic person and you judge them based off what they wearing or something like that, that all stems from that. You know, the Christians fighting the Muslims. That's what this was based off of. The conquest of the Muslims, how they was expanding. I'm telling you, all of this was really basically about war and money. Excuse me, y'all. It's about 1 o'clock here. I'm sorry about that. So, the Crusades, even up to right now, most of our last big wars was fought between American Christians. Just gonna keep it real. You know, I don't like to, I don't want to get too deep into the religion, and I'm not making no judgment based on nobody's religion. We just gonna go off a historical fact. But that's what it was based off of. You know what I'm saying? Christians and Muslims. So the Crusades was basically a series of religious wars that was directed by the church, basically the Latin church. Now, the Holy Land, what they call it, is where the large majority of the energy is focused on, even to right now. With Mecca and everything, even to right now, the main focus is the Holy Land. But you got to think about it. So, I know it's crazy. It's like they've been fighting for so long over this, to where, okay, they living in harmony somewhat. A few years ago, they did attack each other. They got to launching rockets at each other, RPGs. It was getting real ugly. It was getting to the point where it might have ended up becoming a world war behind these two places fighting. That's crazy. Because you think, you say, this small area can influence the whole world to basically come together and go head up with each other. And I'm basically giving you the information on why. We're gonna get into a lot of other aspects. This calendar is just one thing I actually wanted to tackle, because I'm writing the book of 44 Laws, and in this book, I'm basically breaking down, debunking a lot of these so-called theories. Time, gravity, like Newton, Isaac Newton, all these different people. Yeah, basically putting them on charge, man. Getting to the truth about this, where they stealing it from. Also, what's the actual facts about it? If we look at this thing about the calendar, I'm gonna get right back to this Crusades though. We look at the whole thing about the calendar, we'll see, okay, dang, so this person can have one calendar, and this person can have one calendar, and this time is this way. Well, if we see that, then we see, okay, well, time can be fixed, can be altered and changed, then we think, okay, time ain't real. But let's get back to it. So the Crusades was the most centered energy on the Crusades was in the Holy Land, that's in Jerusalem. I'm gonna drop some links in the comments if I get some comments about y'all wanna see where I'm basically getting this information from. I got you. I'm gonna drop them links on it, and you can go and you can look it up. That came out of the Britannica. So now we come to this whole 2020 2021 thing. We done a video reaction, a review. I'm rolling up two at the same time while I'm talking to y'all, finishing this last blunt and rolling up another blunt. So we did a reaction to the video of the TikTok video that went viral, where old girl was on that thing basically showing a comparison, putting the Gregorian calendar and the Ethiopian calendar side by side and saying, along with the prediction, I'm not only want to use that word prediction, along with the Mayan calendar and what they were saying as far as the world ended on a certain date that the Mayans said. So in the video, it's on the channel too. Go back and you can look at it and you can see the reaction that was done, the review basically. And it was saying how in the year 2020, it was actually the year 2012 for them. But it's the Coptic calendar. It's the Coptic calendar. Now, if I set your clock, okay, say you're supposed to be somewhere, and I go in there and I mess with your clock and I turn it forward past the time you're supposed to be there, you waiting for that time tomorrow. You see how late you'll be? That's what they did to us. They know about the Coptic calendar. They know how old it is. A lot of people want to emphasize on the fact that the Ethiopians, Kushites, one of the only countries to never be occupied. And it's true. I spoke on this already. Because, I basically did the Ethiopian Bible when I did the Jesus myth or myth and mysteries. So when I did the Jesus myth and mysteries, I went into the Ethiopian Bible, broke it down. I think I may have even dropped some links too in there. But I know I gave some extensive knowledge. If y'all want me to go further into it, we can do that too, though. So I'm gonna go into the calendar year for Ethiopia. So in 2020, it was 2012 there. So right now, I believe they're in the year 2014. So not everywhere else, because other people still using other calendars. You got to remember that. So I say in some of the places where they're using the Gregorian calendar, it's the year 2022. And it's 2014 there. So their year starts, I believe, in September. So in 2019, they did Agenda 21. It was a simulated pandemic. It was basically supposed to be a test. Now, when they did this, all the world leaders came together. And I believe, if I ain't mistaken, it was done like October or September. It was definitely done before the end of the year. But it wasn't in December, though. So we may have all, literally real life been set right at the same time that they were saying that it was supposed to be 2012 or whatnot. People want to know, are we in a new time period? Yeah, we in a new time period. We in a new time period. We're in a new age, which is the age of Aquarius. You know the time cycle, though. You know the time cycle is a loop. The Ouroboros, I believe they call it. The snake eating its own tail. Now, dates change because we can change them dates. But we know that because that's what this is about. We're talking about the calendar right now and how you can manipulate time with creating dates, let alone changing them. So we inside this time cycle, and inside this time cycle, every day the same. You got daytime, you got nighttime. The past, the present, the future is all in one day. The past, the present, and the future is all in one day. You live the past, the present, and future all in one day. The minute ago that you just experienced, that's the past now. But at that minute, it was the present. And the minute before it, it was the future. You can put that in there any way you want to, and it's going to all come out the same. Now, the stars are mapped, and they aligned at certain places, and they realign themselves occasionally, but for the most part, appear fixed. We know the sun and the moon circles us. We know that that's how the ancients, basically, how they was able to tell the time. You know, we had sundials, we had all kind of different things. I'm going to go into a couple of the ancient maps real quick, ancient calendars. So if you want to look into some of them for yourself, you can do that. So, of course, they had the Sumerian calendar, the Mayan calendar, the Ethiopian calendar, which is multiple Ethiopian calendars. The Gregorian, the Julian, the Babylonian, the Persian, which they was kind of linked. They similar. The Egyptian, the Indian, which the people in India, they basically went off a different time. The classical Greek, of course, the Julian, and I believe I already said the no, I didn't. The Chinese, the Indian, which is the Vedic. So you can always go the Hindu, the Buddhist calendar. You can always go and you can look up some for yourself so you can actually see them, like see how they laid out, and basically what you can do is you can go even further than that, and you can see certain things like the time, like we was talking the other day about how in Alaska it can be months of night, and some places in the east it's days of sun. So we wanted to basically touch on that. Man, I'm glad I got a chance to talk to y'all about this. I know I broke it down into 2 parts, but that's because I wanted to give y'all some time to watch one video, and then by the time this video come out, you can analyze this, you can fact check it, bring me new knowledge. I always want to learn. That's why I'm doing this. Of course, it's me being in a position to teach, but I'm learning while I'm doing that. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. If it's something specific that you want me to react on, do or review, or if you want to come and talk about something, put it down on this live. We can do that. Man, I sure appreciate y'all for checking out this video. The full video will be edited, uploaded to podcast. Be the first episode of the podcast. A book based on this subject. I will be working on a book based on this subject. The book of the 44 laws. We getting ready to put that out soon. Signs, symbols, and sacred art is out right now. Barnes and Noble. It's in Nook form. It's a Nook app. It's on the Nook tablets, is what I'm trying to say. Y'all gotta excuse your boy. I've been up all day. It's like 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So, a little tired, but I'm gonna bring y'all this information. So, that's how we're gonna do that. I ain't gonna complain. I done already rolled up another bleezy. So, if anybody want to touch on Chronomancy or any of that with me, for sure do that. The Path for the Dark Light Facebook group, you want to join that, holler at me, get at me, let me know. And we're going to do that, put that together. Path for the Dark Life class is going to be starting back soon. Got 5 different courses. It's real legit as far as getting you where you need to be. Man, we help you find your tribe. Research, go inside your history of your people. You know what I'm saying? And all that good stuff right with you, man. Try to keep the cussing at a minimum because these videos is going out more. So, Appreciate y'all, man, for coming. And don't forget to share. Chop it up with y'all soon.